Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot and oracle reading for eclipse season. This is the second eclipse season of 2024. If you're unfamiliar, there are 2 eclipse seasons a year, and they are about 6 months apart. And an eclipse season is essentially 2 eclipses that happen during the full moon and new moon. So eclipse season is starting off on September 17th, and then that'll be the Pisces lunar eclipse. And then the second eclipse will be a solar eclipse in the sign of Libra, new moon. Okay, in between those 2 dates, that's when we're reading for. However, eclipse season can also be felt before those dates and after those dates. And how long you'll feel that will depend on how psychically sensitive you are. But eclipse seasons are a time of massive change. Like a lot of drama, a lot of heavy emotions. Life seems to life a little bit more dramatically during eclipse seasons. And so that's why I wanted to do these readings for each sign, because there's going to be a lot of changes taking place for all of you, especially Aries. Right now we have Pluto making its final round in Capricorn, and it will never return to the sign of Capricorn for pretty much the rest of your life. And that particular placement has been very hard on the cardinal signs. So life is about to get a lot easier for Aries within the next few months, essentially. And so I have a feeling that that's going to coordinate with some of the events that may take place during this eclipse season. So let's see what comes out for you. We have flexibility, and we have a tiger spirit here. Whenever I see tiger spirits, it reminds me of business, career, being a strong business person, a strong creative person, having your creative visions and dreams take off. With this flexibility message, Aries, I feel like you may have had one set path in front of you on how you wanted to achieve a massive goal or dream for you. I'm seeing a lot of ambition that you have towards one particular dream or goal in your life. It could definitely have to do with either creativity or business, career, finances, like making your money in a certain way. And you may have had a vision like, I'm going to do it this way. This is how it's going to be done. Asking the universe, when will my success come in? When will this work out? You may have been having a hard time seeing that success come through. You're just, for years, possibly have not been seeing the numbers that you want or the results that you want. And I'm seeing this eclipse season is bringing you forward an idea. Not that you're completely letting go of this dream of yours, this ambition of yours. However, you're going to tweak it a little bit. You're going to adjust it a little bit. And you're going to have the insight, the vision, and the idea to make that adjustment, that tweak that will lead you to a lot more success. That's what I'm seeing. We have community coming through. Wonderful. So you will be having beautiful time spent with friends, with family, loved ones, etc. It feels like your soul tribe, the people who are meant to play a really big part of your life, are really coming forward at this time and showing themselves. And it'll just be very clear to you, like, who's with you, who's for you, and who's not for you. So that's stunning. I love that energy. And then we go forward, and you have the antelope and wheat, which is really, really weird. I'm not even exaggerating, guys. I have one of those backgrounds on my computer screen that changes pictures every so often. It's just random pictures. Look at the one that it's on right now. I'm pretty sure that's an antelope. Isn't that crazy? So the antelope spirit, this is interesting. The spirit has never come forward ever in a reading, and it's coming forward as a spirit guide for you at the time. I don't even know anything about antelopes. It says nourishment, the antelope and wheat. You know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I think we need to read this card because I literally know nothing about antelopes. So the spirit of antelope is acting as your personal spirit guide, Aries, at this time to help guide you through this eclipse season. Here's what it says. Antelope are associated with community. Community, and you have the community card. There's so many synchronicities going on. It is driving me insane. Traveling in large herds. They work together to detect predators, locate food, and care for the young and old. This way, the group supports the thriving of each individual. Likewise, the golden sheaves of wheat are ancient symbols of prosperity, a relatively easy grain to grow, store, and convert to flour, and a staple crop around the world. Wheat is closely associated with wealth and abundance. Together, the antelope and wheat call us to nourish ourselves and our communities. Wow. You're feeling fulfilled, nourished, and secure. Celebrate your good fortune by sharing it with others in need. Invest in your community and ensure you are supported in leaner times. Holy moly, I love these messages, Aries. Antelope spirit is coming forward. This eclipse season is going to be massive for spending time with your community, cultivating your community, and just supporting one another, recognizing who your community is, the support system around you. And I think it's just going to become very evident who's for you, who's against you, etc. Wow. And then this is one of those readings that are getting creepy because all of the cards are like singing in harmony with each other. I just flipped this card over. This is from the Messages of Spirit deck, relationships. So this eclipse season is really affecting your community, your relationships, your social life. This is going to be the number one area of your life at this time. Absolutely. Relationships are just mirror images of your own life, how you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. So even people that you are triggered by, there is something within them triggering you that is actually trying to show you more about yourself. Every single person in your life is a mirror into your own soul. And it's especially important to notice who we have the most emotional reaction to, because that emotional reaction is trying to show us something within ourselves. Like if you think someone's amazing, they're beautiful, they're great, you have all of those same qualities. And that's why you're able to see that within them. And likewise, if somebody's annoying you, frustrating you, etc., the reason why they're annoying you, the reasons why you don't like them are also things that you don't like about yourself, or it could be things that you need to take on more of within yourself. Like for example, if you hate somebody who constantly makes themselves the center of attention, okay, maybe you hate putting yourself as the center of attention and that's why you hate that in other people. But there could be a soul medicine there telling you in order to get what you want, you need to put yourself more in the center of attention. You know what I mean? So people around you, the community around you, they are mirrors into your own self-growth. It is nearly impossible to do significant amounts of spiritual soul-seeking and self-growth when you are acting as like an island who does not communicate or cooperate with other people. And you may get the illusion of peace if you isolate yourself, but it's not true peace. It is simply you not triggering yourself to heal, to grow, to learn, etc. It's more so complacency. And I feel like when you're able to finally find peace within community, within the people around you, within society, that's when you're truly, truly, truly at peace. Stunning. So there's a lot of work coming up around relationships and community and allowing various connections in your life to nourish your soul. And you're also nourishing the souls of others and ensuring that they're uplifted. Very stunning. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. Page of Coins. Okay, a new commitment may be coming in here for you guys. I would not be shocked if Aries finds themselves, like I said, reaching new levels of financial success because, again, there's going to be an idea that comes through that's going to adjust the way you work towards your ambition, your dream. And that may lead to more financial prosperity. Or like if your goal is more so like physical oriented, you may be like making an adjustment in your diet or workout plan, and that leads you to a lot of success. Page of Pentacles is a really positive card because it shows in like a new commitment, a new way of doing things physically that leads to, again, nourishment, success, abundance. Okay, and right next to that, we have Temperance in reverse. This eclipse season is going to bring out a lot of dramatic emotions within you and the people around you. And that's fine because whatever emotions are coming up, they're meant to serve you. Okay. And specifically, there's going to be a lot of emotions coming up in your relationships, feeling triggered by people, falling in love with people. Things like that are to be expected during this eclipse season for Aries energy people. And the message here is to remain grounded and centered. Stay in that meditative space of observing your reactions to things, your feelings towards people, and try to ask yourself, what is this teaching me about myself? What self-growth lesson is here? When we constantly repeat that cycle of being triggered or having a strong emotional reaction and then unpacking that and like basically questioning ourselves, like, why is this in my life? What purpose does this emotion serve me? What is this trying to tell me? And we process that, we heal that. It'll continuously bring us back to center, back to our natural state of inner peace. However, if we get triggered, if we have these emotions and we just sort of push them away or don't really sit with them, that stuff builds and builds and builds and builds and builds, and then it becomes a lot to unpack, and it can take years to unpack all of these emotions, all of your history. I know people who are literally in their 70s who still to this day are crying about their childhood and how their parents ruined their lives. 70s. And it's like, you've had the power your entire life to create the life of your dreams and to do what you want, but because you never processed those emotional wounds from childhood, you've lived your whole life powerless. You've been out of control of your own life for decades. You don't want that to happen. And so temperance in reverse is actually good. It does show, heavy emotions. The people around you especially may be getting emotionally triggered. There could be just craziness when it comes to emotions, is what I'm trying to say. But there's a wisdom in that craziness. All right. The Devil in reverse, right next to that Temperance card in reverse. Wow. Yeah, there's a message here of not wanting to repeat negative patterns of the past, not wanting to go back, wanting to move forward. And some of your emotions that are bubbling up may be triggered because, out of fear, like let's just say you get into a new relationship or a really close friendship and you've been hurt in the past before. And the closer you get to this new person, it may be triggering this feeling of like, oh, should I run away? Like, what if they abandon me? What if they do this? What if they do that? Instead of allowing that emotion that's been unprocessed from your past to make decisions for you, you're sitting with that, you're unpacking it, you're like, no, I'm not repeating the same mistakes again, and you're choosing better this time. We have the Two of Cups in reverse right next to the Devil in reverse. Yeah, this is what I was saying. Your relationships are changing. It would not shock me if some Aries got into breakups or separations or friendship cords being cut or cutting off certain toxic family members. Would not shock me if any of those things were to happen during this eclipse season, because again, it's like with the Devil in reverse, it's like no longer wanting to sit around relationships that don't nourish your soul, no longer tolerating the people who only bring drama and chaos into your life. And I'm seeing just this, I'm getting a feeling of just overall being turned off by people who still act like they're in high school, people who still get involved in all this drama. You know what it is? People who play the victim mindset, people who are addicted to complaining about easily solvable problems in their life, whether it comes to relationships, their career, their money, their health, whatever. Complaining like, woe is me, this is awful. But these are all fixable problems in their life, and they don't do anything about that because they're addicted to the validation and the attention that they get by complaining about these problems. And this may be something that some of y'all watching have done yourself in the past, and it's okay to admit that, being sort of addicted to being the victim, to staying stuck in these negative cycles, complaining about whatever. And a good way to detect who these people are in your life is like, ask yourself, if this person didn't have anything to complain about, would they have anything to say at all? Would they talk to me at all? If you have a friendship that's solely based off of complaining, and that's the thing, people like that, they create entire friend groups, entire communities around the concept of complaining about life, complaining about things that are easily changeable. And those are really sneaky connections to have because they're not bad people at all. You're not a bad person if you do that at all. It's just very draining and does not really serve anyone involved. And I'm seeing you putting an end to that behavior within yourself, as well as putting an end to, certain closeness, intimacy that you have with people like that. It's like, what would we do? What would we talk about if we couldn't complain to each other? If you really can't come up with anything, then maybe that certain friendship is not for you. And I get it. There are some seasons in our lives where we just need to vent. Like, there is horrific things going on and we really genuinely are the victim. And that's fine, but if it becomes an all the time, never ending story, it begs the question, like, are you actively constantly putting yourself into this drama, especially if this is an adult? If it's a child, it's a different story because they don't really have as much autonomy or free will for their life. But if this is a full-grown adult, it's like, you have options here. You have the choice to improve the things you're complaining about. Even if there are certain things that literally are something they don't control, like let's just say they have like, I don't know, cancer or a broken leg or something. It's like you're still in control of your mindset. You're still in control of everything else in your reality. And if you're finding yourself being very pessimistic, very negative, it is within your control to process those negative emotions and get back to that place of peace and center and making the most of your life given what you've got. That's all we can do. All we have is the time that is allotted to us every single day. And, whatever hand we were dealt in life, we have to play those cards for our lives. You know what I mean? It's like you can't necessarily control your upbringing, how life presented itself to you early on, but what you can control is how you play this game called life. And you can easily make the changes, make the moves that you need to once you reach adulthood years. And it's extremely draining to be around people who take no responsibility within that, and people who are addicted to the complaining. And I see you really backing away from that type of energy. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, this also is showing the presence of somebody who they're really addicted to the new fun energies in life, the passion. But once they get to a point where it's time for them to actually put in the work, the tedious work that comes alongside these new passions, these new commitments, they bounce, they bounce. It's like someone may glamorize, for example, getting healthy, having a healthy lifestyle, and they may buy all the cute gym clothes and the juicer and all of that. And when it actually comes to getting off their butt, going and working out day in and day out when you really don't want to, they don't do it anymore. They hop on to the next self-help, self-love trend, and they don't commit to it. Basically, the Knight of Wands is commitment issues. Where in your life do commitment issues exist? Whether it's in yourself or within people around you. These are themes that are really, really going to annoy you this eclipse season. That's the thing about these eclipses. They sort of rub sandpaper against the areas of our lives that aren't working for us. It's an irritation that forces us to change. And that's why so much change can happen during eclipse season. That's why it's just a profound time. It's almost like this portal opens up between these two eclipses that allows a lot of change to happen within a short amount of time. And I am seeing you addressing people outside of you as well as within yourself who have commitment issues. Okay, and that's the thing. People are a reflection of you. If you keep hooking up with people who seemingly have commitment issues or are emotionally unavailable, do you yourself have commitment issues when it comes to you having the discipline to finish your dreams, to stay healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally, to make the right choices? You may be hooking up and connecting with people who lack commitment and discipline, time in and time out, because you lack that within yourself. And it may not necessarily show up for you personally in your relationships. Like you may be very committed to relationships, but you're not committed to yourself. And that's the thing there when it comes to people being a reflection of you. They treat you how you treat yourself. So if you are not committed to your own personal dreams, goals, passions, and well-being, you're going to attract people who don't care about you, who aren't committed to you either. If you don't prioritize yourself, you're constantly going to attract opportunities, situations, and people who also don't prioritize you. That's just how the cookie crumbles. And, you can make that change from within or without. You can start by cutting the people out who don't prioritize you or who aren't committed. You can also start from within by becoming more committed and more disciplined when it comes to your dreams, goals, and desires. There's multiple ways you could do that. But with the Knight of Wands coming out in reverse, right underneath that Temperance card in reverse, your own lack of discipline and commitment may really be bothering you. And I just saw a hawk in the sky, so that may be somebody's spirit guide as well. Antelope and hawk. There's also a fly, like a huge fly. But yeah, you may be very frustrated with yourself and the lack of what's been growing in your life. And this is all transforming. This is all changing. Yeah, look at that. Ace of Swords. Exactly. A brand new start, a crisp mind, moving forward in a new direction. This is beautiful. This is the sword of truth, cutting away the nonsense, the noise, the distractions, and just getting down and dirty to the truth of the matter, being disciplined and committed to yourself, and only really wanting honest, reliable relationships and people in your life. Also with the Ace of Swords, there's going to be a lot of communications, a lot of developments coming through this eclipse season when it comes to your friendships and relationships and your community. So there may be friendship, relationship dynamics really changing, coming in hot. I would not be surprised if people are sharing their feelings with you out of the blue, wanting to ascend their level of commitment with you, or even just walking out of your life. Like these sort of big changes in community structure is going to be affecting you. And then final card out is the Moon in reverse. Yeah, all of that unprocessed grief or emotions or trauma, it's all going to come to the surface during eclipse season. And it will manifest both within you, but if you're a little bit blind to that, pay attention to how you emotionally react to your environment and what's going on in your environment and the people around you. Because again, that is the roadmap to your own inner emotions. If you're getting triggered by somebody, what's being triggered within you? You know, your feelings are your feelings. Nobody gives you a feeling. They just trigger a feeling that already exists within you. Does that make sense? And so your outer reality, outer relationships and situations, everything going on, it's going to trigger you in different ways. You're going to feel love, beauty, magnificence, but also grief, anger, frustration. And this all points to various emotions, energies, and stories within you. And if you're able to properly navigate that, it will lead you back to the core of your being, which is a place of unconditional love for all that is, connection to all that is, connection to spirit, as well as just this perpetual state of peace and happiness to exist. It's really a great place to be. And all you need to do, the roadmap to going home spiritually, lies within the emotions that you feel for your outer reality. It's triggering something within you that is within you, that needs to be dealt with, that needs to be healed. And through doing that, you'll be guided back to inner peace. Okay, Aries, beautiful, beautiful eclipse season for you. It's going to be dramatic. I'm not even going to front. Okay, first of all, eclipse season is dramatic for everyone. But you have the Temperance card in reverse, which in particular shows me there's going to be a whole lot of crazy going on around you. I would not be shocked if the people in your life start acting crazy, like a lot of crazy stuff. Like people are going to come up to you like, so anyways, my house burned down and I lost my job and I got married and I also had a baby. Like, you know what I mean? There's going to be craziness. Just craziness all around you. But you are a cardinal sign, and I do think that cardinal signs have a certain inclination for intensity of life. So I think you'll really enjoy this eclipse season. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs, especially your moon signs, especially your rising signs, to get the fullest overview of this eclipse season. I also have my week ahead readings you may want to check out. They should already be posted for the upcoming week at the time that I'm doing that. I just post weekly readings every week. I post my daily readings, and next weekend I will be posting either, I have a lot to post, guys. I will be posting either the October readings for each sign or the final fourth quarter of 2024 readings. So that would cover October, November, and December. I can't believe we're already almost at the fourth quarter, guys. It's so crazy. This year's been something else. Let me know how this year's been going for you. Let me know what insights are you starting to feel come up for you and bubble up for you at the time of this eclipse season. We're already in it, we're already feeling it. So what's coming up for you at this time? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you have not already, and if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye.